Deb here, your spiritual cheerleader and mentor. Today we have our special guest, Syreeta, esthetician.
Hi, how's everybody doing today?
Today, Syreeta is going to be talking to the men. She's going to be giving tips to the men. As we said the last time, that we will bring the men into the conversation, and today that's exactly what we're doing. But ladies, stick around because sometimes our men need help, whether it's your son, your husband, your brother, your father, grandfather, whoever it is, a friend. Stick around and you may be able to help them out also with these products. So, Sarita, go right ahead.
Yes. Hello, fellas. This one is for you. So, a lot of men actually don't take care of their skin as well as they could be. I know the biggest issues are cleansing the skin, making sure that they're moisturizing the skin, and just making sure that the ingrowns, especially, are treated. So, I have some products here that I want to just give an overview of, as well as walk through just a basic routine of taking care of your skin if you're a man. So the first one will be to cleanse. So I always recommend to men to use a foaming cleanser, especially if they have beards, because it doesn't get stuck. It rinses off cleanly, and it just is just easier for men and more appealing to men to use. Uh, and it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be expensive. Just something cheap. This is something that I personally use, but and my brother as well too. But just something really nice like this. Men tend to have sensitive skin, whether or not they realize it or not. So finding out what your skin type is, just like with women, is going to be really critical in order to make sure that you're maintaining healthy skin. Because if you know what type of skin you have, you know what type of products to have. And ultimately, it's what works best for you. And another option, Miss Debbie, would also be to have, if you're having breakouts as a man, it's okay, especially younger men, with the pimples and everything. It's okay to use something that's going to do some gentle exfoliating and kill bacteria on the skin. So you can easily just use this as what I call a pre-cleanse. You can also use it as a regular cleanser, but you can go in and use this first, and then you can follow it with something else so that you're not necessarily drying out your skin. Plus, men tend to be more oily. And that's because they're dry. And because of the dryness, their skin, it overcompensates for not having that moisture. So they become oily. So most men aren't truly oily, but their skin appears to be oily because they're so dry, which is, again, understanding your skin type and what your skin needs. In order to address really quickly some aspects of cleansing for men with beards, especially with the shaving, what you can do, I love tea tree. My brother, my dad, I get them to use like the pure tea tree. There's so many male products with tea tree in it, but I just find that something real and doesn't have to be expensive, but tea tree oil and just taking your finger and rubbing into that spot is very essential. Again, you're killing the bacteria. I know that some men get the little white bumps on top of that ingrown. That's basically because the hair's trapped in there and it is basically becoming infected. So this is actually going to kill off that infection and help the hair to come out or get to a place where you can safely pluck it out. Yes.
Women too can use that because sometimes we also have ingrown hairs here.
Yes, down here, believe it or not, some people get ingrown hairs underneath their armpits, and even in the bikini area, women have hair growth. You want to be careful with something like this in the bikini area, but it is effective to use as well too, especially if you have the ingrowns, and again, it's collecting bacteria. Another option for doing that is the clear pore oil eliminating astringent. I love this stuff. It's a staple. This is actually my second bottle, Miss Debbie, since we talked last time. So, I've been walking, it's been hot, and it's just nice and refreshing, and it takes off the oil. And it's something about the exfoliating nature of this. So men, I really recommend after you do your cleansing, or even if you do your shaving area, right? Take something like this and just wipe over. Don't take the pure alcohol, but just take something like this that has a salicylic acid give your skin basically a nice light exfoliation after you shave. And this will actually help eliminate some of those ingrowns, as well as some of the bacteria that'll be in a lot of those ingrowns that you currently have.
Yeah, and a lot of men have those issues with ingrown hair. So men, listen up, free tips.
Yes, and don't pluck. Do not ever pluck it, and these, unfortunately, I'll be honest with you, they might not be overnight. Maybe it'll be a couple of days, but it's effective. And once you get a routine down, a routine, then your skin gets used to it and you can teach it how it needs to operate and function to become beautiful.
And I'm glad you use that word routine, because people normally think only women should have a skincare routine, but men also should have a skincare routine.
Yeah, no matter how young you are up until how old you are, you need to have a routine for your skin, because if you don't, your skin will go haywire and you don't know why you're breaking out. You don't know why you're dry. You don't know why you're oily or appear to be oily. And that's because your skin doesn't know what to do, because, people, I know that you have met people, Miss Debbie, they change products every month because they say, oh, it's not working, or even every week, and they have like a whole cabinet full of stuff that they say doesn't work. Well, that's causing havoc on your skin. That's how you develop irritations and everything, and men can do it too. So just give the product the time to work. I always say 2 weeks for irritation, but 30 days in order to find out if it's effective. So that's just a nice rule of thumb, because, for example, if my Neutrogena Acne oil-free cleanser, if it's too strong, I'm going to see some of the irritation within 2 weeks. But in terms of if it's not irritating to me and I continue to use it for 30 days, then I should see some clearing action, the medication actually doing what it's supposed to do. So that's just something for your viewers to keep in mind. Another thing, which I'm excited about, men and women alike, clay mask. Yeah, this is what I splurge on, and I love it. Everybody needs a good clay mask, even men. After you shave, men, when you're in your I guess growing out period, you're smooth and you get a little stubble, it's okay to put this on. This is going to just renew the skin. It's going to pull out the oils, the impurities, and it's just beneficial to everybody.
I know, because when you mentioned it the last time, I went ahead and ordered it, and and it left my skin feeling really, really good and looking really good too. So thank you.
Yeah. And another option is the Queen Helene. So, I know this is, I kind of, on certain things, I treat myself, but there are other options that are just as good. And I keep on my holy grails, I call them. Queen Helene, a mint jalap clay mask. You can buy that at the CVS. Usually it's on the bottom shelf because they don't want you to get at it. But I mean, you could go to Sally's and get a big tub for like $5. Tried and true.
And here it is. I have it. I use it. And I'll tell you a short story. About 10 years ago, there was this guy that worked with me, and his skin was just beautiful. And I had to say something to this guy. I said, your skin is beautiful. And he said, Miss Deb, I'm going to tell you my secret. And he said this. And I went right ahead and ordered one for myself, one for my husband, and one for my son. And I'm telling you, this thing really, really works too. So, and it's cheap. I ordered on Amazon. It's like $4 or something. So you're
very inexpensive and very effective. See, gentlemen and ladies, your skincare does not need to cost a lot. Get what works for you, but it does not have to break you in order to look beautiful. And then, after the clay mask, it's really important to remember the moisturization. I mentioned in the beginning of the segment that sometimes people appear to be oily, but they're really not. They're dry, and your skin is trying to overcompensate for the oil or the moisturization that you're not giving your skin. So what I like to do, and I also tell my brother to do this, and he's gotten really good about it. We actually do moisturizing SPFs. It moisturizes your skin, and it gives you that SPF protection. We like to do 50. You don't really need to go higher than that, but 50 is kind of like the sweet spot. Especially with my brother, and a lot of men, they're outdoors, they're not protecting their skin. And then if you're shaving on top of that, you get the dark spots and the burning, because even, no matter what your skin color or tone is, from, being pale, pale, pale to being dark, 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 you can burn. Yes. It doesn't matter. You can burn.
And if you're out there jogging, walking, whatever you're doing, make sure and put on some type of a sunscreen. So yeah, that's very good advice there.
Always. And then maybe somebody doesn't necessarily want to have it combined, which is, completely fine. Then, get a light moisturizer if you're oily, because a lot of times just adding that little bit of hydration will help calm that oiliness down. And so you should see a reduction in the oil production. If you're a little on the dry side, which men don't really tend to visibly notice, but I recommend this in the winter time, especially if they're shaving and exposing their skin, go ahead and maybe wear a thicker cream. And this is what ladies do anyway. They wear maybe a lighter moisturizer during the summer, something a little bit thicker in the winter, and even at night. I don't know about everybody else, but I personally like to lather it on at night, so I can kind of like replenish everything, especially as you get older. Another thing that I really recommend is exfoliation. So I said that, you can get exfoliation with salicylic acid in the face wash or the toner. But I also like to exfoliate just with, you can take some salt, lemon, and olive oil, or you can take sugar, honey, and a little bit of oil. And what you're going to do, gentlemen and ladies, you're just going to rub that into the beard area, not necessarily the ladies, but the men, you're going to rub it into this area. You're going to rub it all over. And then you're just going to rinse it off. And because it does have that olive oil in it, you'll feel smooth. But I still recommend going in with a nice cleanser afterwards to take that off. But you'll notice that, your skin becomes a lot more even. Your stubble in this area is going to be more smoother. It's going to help with that ingrown, help prevent it from even taking place, because that salt helps to kill off that bacteria. And one thing, Miss Debbie, that I didn't say before, and it ties into exfoliation, and I'm going to just quickly, men, jump to the ladies. They can use that same scrub that I recommended to the men, and they can use that under their arm, anywhere that you shave. So even in the bikini area, you can use it there, just, lightly. I would actually recommend the sugar as opposed to the salt down there. But you want to just exfoliate maybe, once, maybe no more than twice a week, just to make it smooth and also prevent ingrowns and bumps from coming down there. But when you're working out, and men can do this as well too, just going, not necessarily under your arms, but the bikini area, wipe down, just real quickly your face after you're working out. And you'll notice that it's, it'll be a dirty pad, and, the oils are coming off and everything, but it's nice to get the bacteria off of your skin and out of areas where you're feeding it, and it can cause irritation.
Well, I'm glad that you explained exfoliation, because I was going to ask you to explain what exactly it does, and you did explain it. It kind of helps you with ingrown hairs, and it helps smooth that area. Now, can you repeat again the ingredients, so to make sure everybody got them? Because I know they're easy, but they're 3 and 3. So
yeah, you don't have to go out and buy some $30, $40 prepackaged exfoliation. Okay, you don't need to do it. Just get yourself, there are 2 types. You can use salt, you can use half or either a wedge of lemon, and then you can also use olive oil, and you can just mix them together in a small bowl, and you can just use that as an exfoliant. The other option, if you have any irritation to the lemon, especially, because I know some people can't tolerate vitamin C, you can use the raw brown sugar, because it's a little bit more granular. And then you can also use with honey, put that together, and just maybe a little bit of oil, like maybe a grapeseed or olive oil. Or if you feel like you just want a brightening effect, and you can tolerate it, mix it with some vitamin C, or a lemon, or even orange, and just mix it together. And again, just go into those areas. If you're going to do the bikini areas, ladies, I actually recommend the sugar, because it's not going to be as irritating as, let's say, salt, if it, washes down. So that's something to keep in mind.
Okay.
And exfoliation is just a wonderful thing to do, especially in the wintertime when your skin is actually building up a lot of dead layers. You might seem like you're flaking. The exfoliation is going to help smooth off and get rid of a lot of that skin buildup. Once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, especially our men, you have to moisturize, not just your face, but your body.
Please, please moisturize.
Moisturize. You do not look cute with this ashy elbow.
No. I'm so, hey, please do it. Come on.
That rough skin, no. We're into soft and stuff though. But men, because they tend to be drier for whatever, like look oily up here, but dry on the rest of their body. I like to go in with something a little bit heavy for men. Cetaphil or the CeraVe. It's a little bit thicker than your average moisturizer, but it's going to help repair the skin and get your moisture level back to what it needs to be.
And in addition, for the face.
Yeah, and you can take a little bit of this, just very little, especially in the winter, and I like to pat it. I don't like to rub things this thick because you can also get a little bit of clogging. But I just like to pat it into the skin. So this is, a head to toe moisturizer is really good. And then in terms of Vaseline at night too, can act as a barrier for a lot of the moisture loss in the winter.
Yeah, Vaseline.
Yeah, so our tried and true Vaseline.
Yes, I love my Vaseline.
Yeah. Wash, take a bath, and shower, man. And even women, and lather it on your skin. I love it.
Especially during the winter. It really helps.
Yes, because that's the time when we lose the most moisture out of our skin. If for whatever reason people find that this is too heavy, I tend to be on the dry side, and so does my family on the body. So we tend to go thicker, especially at night. Then there's other moisturizers and lotions you can get. This is a nice alternative for the summer, as well as if you need it going into the fall and winter. If you can't tolerate something like this, the Lumaderm Advanced Therapy, it really sinks in and hydrates the skin, and it's light, but it still does a really good job of penetrating and giving you that moisture barrier.
And this is the one I use. My family uses. We use this one. I've been using this since maybe 20 years since I came to the United States. I found it because my family is also on the dry side. And once I put this on, and I also keep it on my desk. And you should see folks, men and women, they'll stop by and come in. Debbie, I said, that's exactly why it's there. Get rid of that ash, okay? That's why I'm helping you out.
And the interesting thing about both of these, Miss Debbie, are dermatologists gravitate to this. So they don't gravitate towards your baby lotion. They don't gravitate really to the Vaseline, Lumaderm, and Curel, because it's actually helping to repair the skin barrier. There's another one, I believe, even Nivea to a certain extent, their lotions. Anything is more high-end retail, but these are really good. Not a lot of fragrance to help with moisturizing the body.
Okay.
But men, don't use a Curel in this on your face. Okay, this is for your body. This one's for your body. Okay.
Well, and I know some people do use it on their face too.
Okay. Oh, and they're okay.
Yeah, this they use it on everything from head, from your face right down. So. But at least it's just something, but
try it. And you know what? If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't. If it does, it does. I mean, that's the whole key. These are just trying to get a routine. We're just talking about a routine, and we're also just showing, what works for me and the men in my family. And also, Miss Debbie, I'm sure it's the same for you. There are lots of options out there. So the key is to find what works for you, and you don't have to break the bank when you do it.
Yeah. And one of the things that I noticed is that the products that you are presenting here are the same products that you presented for the ladies. So it's not like there are products that are just for men and that the men's skin is different to the women. The thing is, men, you also want to age gracefully and
Yes.
preserve your skin, keep it moist, and make it look healthy. You want your skin, healthy skin.
And so many men, when I'm in the drugstore, I hear them saying, well, I can't buy that because not in a black package, is not for men. So it's all the same. At the end of the day, it's called marketing. You know, if you have to go over and get something with a little pastel green, or you got to get something with some burgundy on it, it's the same thing. It's going to do the same thing. I guarantee you. It might be a few bucks cheaper. So
yes, and everything that you talked about is inexpensive. And this is where the ladies too can come in and help the men in their family. Again, husband, son, dad, granddad, brother, friend, help them out. If they are not comfortable buying these things, you buy it for them, and you can give it to them as a gift for birthday or Christmas or Father's Day. So yes, we need to help out our men to help them also age gracefully.
Yes. And men, you can do facials, you know, I mean, in addition to women, men can do facials. I mean, there are things that are, you know, stereotyped as only being for women that are beneficial to men too. So, you know, ladies, if you want to gift your, you know, significant other, your son, a package to the spa, just to you know, depending on your comfort level with COVID, just to steam everything out and just to treat the skin, that helps them too.
Oh yes, I agree with all that.
Yeah.
So any last words for the men?
So for the men, just make sure that you get a routine, you stick to it. You don't have to have things that break the bank. Tea tree, if I had to recommend two things, Miss Debbie, it would be for the men, the tea tree, and it would be this right here for the beard. This is really important. You can also treat everything else, but I really believe for men, it's about spot treating and making sure that they aren't getting those ingrowns.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Syreeta. Again, valuable tips, free tips, folks. And if you want to reach out to her or reach out to me in the comments section, and if you have specific questions, please do so. So again, friends, thank you. And thank you, Syreeta.
You're welcome.
And again, folks, go to Greater is Jesus in Me YouTube channel and subscribe now. You're going to get good stuff like this and free stuff. So we're here to help each other out.
Yes.
So be blessed, and until next time.